sex and stuff. Topic is a little difficult for me. I'm just kind of trying to sort through my journey. I know a lot of people have shared kind of what they've been through, and I always feel that something was kind of robbed from me in regards to sex and physical encounters of that nature with other human beings. As you may remember from some of my earlier videos, I was sexually abused at a very young age, and thus introduced to a lot of things at a time that I really shouldn't have been introduced to them, including pornography and self-stimulation and all those kinds of things. And I really do feel that that happening to me has really painted the picture for my sexual identity and who I've become and what I've been. And it's really hard to kind of sum up. When I was younger, the things that had happened to me, I didn't know they were wrong. Something that I should say for another video is I was raised Mormon. So I went to church every Sunday until I was 18, and Mormons are against masturbation and sex before marriage and stuff like that. And because someone who was close to me introduced those kinds of things to me, I never really felt too guilty. I knew I had to keep it a secret, but I never had that kind of guilt until I was older, when I realized, oh, I had the guilt of I was physically enjoying myself during those times. And that's where the guilt comes from, is the emotional response to what happens to you physically, if that makes sense. So I was really confused about that for a really long time, and honestly, I looked at sex as like a checklist. I've always been a very curious person, and my curiosity has caused me to want to do things in order to experience them and not just read about them in a book. Like, if I want to do something, I myself, me, have to do it before I'm satisfied. And we'll say, okay, I'm glad I had that experience, or wow, this is awesome, let's do it some more. And so that's kind of how I approached sex really growing up and into my teenage years and early 20s. It was pure physicality for me. And because of that, I identify as a bisexual. Right now, I'm in a heterosexual relationship, and he's more than aware that I'm bi, and it's not really an issue now, but I'm still very attracted to females, and I'm more attracted to females like on aesthetic level, but on like a having sex level, you can't fake a penis. So, for a really long time, I wasn't able to put emotion into sex, and it was this pure mechanical process. Is something I only wanted to explore and learn more about, and it was just something I've been genuinely interested in. And so I've had a lot of unique experiences in that regard, but the most unique thing that has happened to me is in this relationship I'm in now, I am able to feel an emotional connection to somebody, having those kinds of interactions with them. And for me, that's what is the most important thing sex can be about. I don't think there's anything wrong with, experimenting and finding out what you like, finding out what you don't like, sleeping with people you may not be in love with. I think in regards to losing your virginity, I was 16. Do it with somebody you love, just because you don't want to look back on that experience and frown. You want it to be a positive experience. The beauty of sex doesn't come from the physical actions of it or anything like that. It comes from who you're with and how you feel when you're with that person. and having that moment of purity. I think what you can strive to attain in an act of and I think what you can strive to attain in a sexual encounter is to get to that place where it's only you and that other person, and there is no other thought or emotion that can exist. It's just being in that singular, perfect moment with that one other person, no matter who they are. If you can find that with anybody, that's the meaning of life. Finding someone you won't get bored fucking. That's kinda where I come at it. It's gonna be an interesting month for me, so be sure to ask me questions. Like, honestly, as terrible as it is, and child abuse isn't an uncommon issue, and I know coping with being intimate with somebody after that is really difficult. So please, I'm not shy, so if you need to ask me anything, whatever it is, just go for it. I'll be an open book, because it's important stuff, and I wish I had more frank conversations like this when I was growing up. So yes, stay tuned for Sex Month.